There are not many diplomatic visits that capture the attention of regional observers from the moment they are announced. The simultaneous presence in Vietnam of three ministers holding China's pillars of power, diplomacy, national defense, and public security was immediately perceived as a special political signal. This trip is not merely a bilateral exchange, it marks the activation of the 3+3 strategic dialogue mechanism between Vietnam and China, a cooperation framework directly linking three key areas: foreign affairs, national defense, and security. According to many analysts, the implementation of this high-level dialogue mechanism shows that both countries are seeking to strengthen strategic exchange channels regarding the most sensitive issues related to regional stability. Notably, the visit takes place at a time when the international geopolitical environment is experiencing many fluctuations, as strategic competition between major powers intensifies and security alliances in the Indo-Pacific region continue to be consolidated. In this context, the simultaneous arrival of the three Chinese ministers in Hanoi is seen by many observers as a move with significance extending beyond the usual diplomatic framework. It reflects the need to maintain direct dialogue channels, enhance strategic trust, and effectively manage bilateral issues in a complex international environment. Therefore, this event is viewed as a notable diplomatic step, demonstrating that both sides attach great importance to maintaining stability and promoting cooperation in Vietnam-China relations. The simultaneous appearance of the three Chinese ministers in Hanoi is thus often placed within a much larger picture, the context of increasingly evident strategic competition between major powers in the Indo-Pacific region. In recent years, the security environment surrounding China has changed significantly. The United States has strengthened military and security cooperation with many partners in Asia, while promoting new alliance frameworks such as AUKUS or the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, commonly known as the Quad. Additionally, the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, between the US and the Philippines has been expanded, allowing the US military access to more military bases in this Southeast Asian nation. Parallel to these developments are rising tensions in the Taiwan Strait, where military and political activities are increasingly drawing international attention. Putting all these factors together, many analysts believe Beijing is facing an increasingly complex strategic environment in which the strategic spaces to the east and south have both become more sensitive. In that context, the need to maintain a stable environment at the southern border becomes particularly important for China. From a strategic perspective, stability in mainland Southeast Asia, especially in Vietnam, helps minimize security variables that could arise while China must focus its resources on other regional issues. This partly explains why high-level dialogue channels between the two countries continue to be promoted, and the 3+3 mechanism was activated at this time. Vietnam, in terms of geography and strategic position, has always held a special role in the regional structure. The two countries share a land border of over 1,000 kilometers and share strategic space in the South China Sea. This geographical location makes Vietnam one of the countries with a direct influence on the security environment in China's southern region. While many other countries in the region have clear military alliance ties with major powers, Vietnam maintains a more independent and cautious approach in its security policy. One factor often mentioned by international scholars is that Vietnam does not allow foreign military bases on its territory. This contributes to a relatively stable strategic environment along China's southern border. In the context of increasing competition between major powers, Vietnam's relative neutrality is therefore seen as an important factor helping to maintain strategic balance in the region. However, the story is not just about China's interests. For Vietnam, maintaining a balanced foreign policy has long been a consistent strategic choice. Many observers often refer to the concept of bamboo diplomacy, an expression describing a flexible yet resilient diplomatic line in which Vietnam upholds core principles while proactively adapting to the changing international environment. One of the foundations of this approach is the Four No's defense policy. no military alliances, no siding with one country against another, no foreign military bases on Vietnamese territory, and no using force or threatening to use force in international relations. This policy is seen as a mechanism that helps Vietnam maintain strategic independence while creating a certain level of trust with various partners. In practice, Vietnam has shown its ability to flexibly apply this policy in its relations with major powers. Relations with China are maintained through numerous bilateral cooperation mechanisms and high-level exchange channels, while relations with the US have also made important strides, especially in the fields of economy, technology, and supply chains. This balance helps Vietnam leverage cooperation opportunities from all sides while avoiding being drawn into confrontational alliances. The restructuring of global supply chains in recent years has further highlighted Vietnam's role. As many international businesses seek to diversify production locations away from China, Vietnam has emerged as a new manufacturing hub in the region. Its favorable geographical location, extensive network of trade agreements, and stable political environment have helped the country attract significant investment flows from many major economies. In this picture, Vietnam is not only an important economic link, but has also become a strategic intersection of trade, investment, and security flows in the region. It is the ability to maintain balance in relations with both the US and China that has enabled Vietnam to seize development opportunities while ensuring a stable external environment. Therefore, the visit of the three Chinese ministers not only reflects the need for enhanced strategic dialogue from Beijing's side, but also shows the growing importance of Vietnam in the regional geopolitical structure. In a volatile international environment, maintaining direct, transparent, and stable exchange channels between neighboring countries continues to be seen as a key factor in minimizing risks and consolidating strategic trust. From a broader perspective, the visit of the three Chinese ministers to Hanoi also carries a notable geopolitical message: the need to control disagreements to protect stability in bilateral relations. Vietnam-China relations have a long history, with many layers of overlapping cooperation alongside areas of difference. In the context of increasing competition between major powers, maintaining high-level strategic dialogue mechanisms is seen as an important tool for managing these differences in a controlled manner. From another viewpoint, this event also reflects Vietnam's increasingly clear role in the regional geopolitical structure. While strategic competition between major powers is creating new lines of polarization, Vietnam has chosen a more balanced approach, maintaining stable relations with major partners while upholding principles of independence and autonomy in foreign policy. This approach not only helps Vietnam protect its national interests, but also contributes to creating a point of stability in a volatile regional context. In practice, this is clearly demonstrated by how Vietnam handles relations with both China and the US. Relations with China continue to be maintained through various cooperation mechanisms and high-level dialogues, while relations with the US are also strongly promoted in the fields of economy, technology, and supply chains. Simultaneously, developing relations with two major powers shows that Vietnam is pursuing a pragmatic and long-term foreign strategy, in which the central goal is always to ensure national interests and a stable development environment. Therefore, when placing the visit of the three Chinese ministers into the overall picture, this event is not merely a high-level diplomatic activity, it also reflects a broader reality. Countries in the region are seeking to adapt to a fast-moving international order, where dialogue and cooperation continue to play an important role in minimizing the risk of conflict. In its position, Vietnam does not choose to side with any confrontational bloc. Instead, Vietnam's consistent foreign policy focuses on protecting national interests, maintaining strategic independence, and promoting multilateral cooperation. This approach helps Vietnam maintain flexibility in international relations while contributing to the overall stability of the region. In a world witnessing rapid geopolitical changes, countries capable of maintaining balance and promoting dialogue often play an important role in stabilizing the regional environment. With its geographical position, foreign policy, and pragmatic approach, Vietnam is increasingly seen as an anchor of stability in the strategic landscape of Southeast Asia, and it is in this context that high-level diplomatic activities such as this visit continue to demonstrate Vietnam's growing role as an anchor of stability amidst the fluctuations of the international environment.